Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'd like to go back to a country I've not been to for quite some time, and that country is Spain, and I'd like to take a look at one of their lunch rations. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. So, as you can see, I now have here on the table this Spanish lunch ration, and this particular one is the A1 menu, and this particular one is also just about to expire, best before November 2020. So it is a lunch menu. As you can see, just comes in a simple green bag with a little box inside, it feels like. So I'll just bring in my trusty friend just to help slit the packaging. And see what we have inside. So, not the easiest one packaging to open, but there is a simple green plastic box. Sorry, cardboard box, not plastic box. Struggling with the outer wrap in there. And let's have a look what we actually have. Now, straight off the top, we have a set of contents. Looks like that's in Spanish. English. And there's that Dutch or French. That's French. So, very useful. We'll have a look at the English menu. It says chicken pasta soup, tin of lentils with sausages, tin of mackerel in oil, and some apple cream. So let's see if we can find them. So straight off the top we have, I think that is the soup and pasta. Then we have 3 isotonic vitamin C powders. I've had those before. Very interesting to say the least. We have some, I think that's dental cream, some toothpaste. There is a little pack of fuel tabs, 3 fuel tablets. There is the fourth, there is 4 of the isotonic powders, vitamin C powders. Now I think these are the lentils and sausages. Nice large tin there. We have the apple cream, or it looks like a jam. And these must be the mackerel in oil. Nice little ring pull can of mackerel in oil. There is some serviettes or towelettes or TP, whichever the need should arise first. Let's just see how we can get these in, keep everything nicely in shot. There is a little pack of book matches, red tip. There is a disinfectant hand gel. I believe that is gum, some water purifying tablets, and a simple folding stove. So this is the entire contents of this Spanish lunch menu A1. So let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. So, as you can see, I have the contents of this Spanish lunch menu now on a tray, and the first thing I notice is there's no actual teas or coffees in this ration, so the only sort of hot liquid is the soup with pasta. So it's going to take a little bit of preparation, so we shall get this started straight away. So this will form the hot beverage, if you like. So bringing a friend to open that packet. A few little lumps falling in there. So a very simple instant style soup. And we shall just add, again, no spoon, so we'll bring in a trusty MRE spoon. We'll just add some hot water, about half a mug. So that's soup. And we'll just give that a few minutes to do its thing. You can always come back and add a little more. Now, again, there's no cold beverage either. There is some of these isotonic powders. Now, there is 4 powders, and there is 2 ways of taking these. You can either just pour the powder straight into your mouth, which personally I've tried previously and I don't like at all, or you can add to a water to make a drink. So I'm just going to add a couple of these to the glass, and this will form the cold beverage. It's got a slight orange flavour, it says on the packet, and it's a vitamin C. So I'll just put 2 in the glass there. So it's just a very simple powder, and I think using the handle of the spoon so we don't get soup flavour, we'll just give that about half a glass of water. Give that a good stir. Now, the mains I've had boiling. These are lentils with sausages and bacon. It's a 300-gram tin. So I've had these boiling for 10 minutes, and I'm just going to try and carefully open these without burning, scalding myself or cutting myself. Very hot, very well warmed, and I think I'm going to bring in a little bowl just to help spoon those into. Again, very hot content. Take the lid off there and spoon those out. Okay, very hot. So there is a mix of, as it says, there is sausages, there's bits of bacon, a piece of bacon fat there, and lots of lentils. We also have some mackerel fillets in vegetable oil. So again, try not to get them everywhere. We shall just peel these back. That's giving me quite a bit of trouble. Didn't want to go, but they are just little pieces of mackerel in an oil. Got oil all over my hands, just wipe those slightly. We also have some apple butter or apple paste, apple cream. I do have very slippery hands now from the oil, so I'll bring the old friend back in just to help open that. So it is very much just like an apple jam. So more wiping, getting this everywhere, and finally we have a single piece of gum, and that oil has just totally soaked my fingers. Just bringing my friend again there, and there's a large briquette of gum. So I think where we'll start is we'll start with the soup. It's quite thin, quite runny looking. There is some little pasta shells just floating to the surface there. Very nondescript in flavour. Difficult to tell if that's a chicken or a vegetable. There's 1 or 2 little, let's bring the spoon in there, see if I can spoon them up. There's 1 or 2 little shells of pasta there. So we'll just try a couple of those. Currently still a little bit firm, a little bit hard. Personally, not the best tasting soup I've tried. Very little flavour. Hard to distinguish if it's a chicken or a vegetable. Personally, I think it could do a little bit more salt and pepper, and very thin. So we'll move on to the powders, the isotonic powders. Very slight background taste of orange, hardly noticeable at all. it just feels like there's a sliminess to it. All those salts and minerals you can feel in the water. Again, personally, I wouldn't say it's the pleasantest isotonic drinks powder I've had. It is what it is. It's an isotonic powders in water, and it tastes just like that. So, moving on to the canned lentils with sausages and bacon. As you can see, there is big chunks of bacon fat there. Lots of lentils, piece of bacon, and 1 or 2 little bits of sausage. So let's just try some of the lentils. Very simplistic flavours. Again, not a lot of seasoning, not a lot of salt, not a lot of pepper. Barely enough I would say to just enhance it, but it's only just. The lentils are well cooked, they're soft. They're soft, they dissolve in your mouth, don't require a lot of chewing. We'll have a little piece of this sausage, so take a bite of that. Again, very little flavour coming from that sausage. It is just like the flavour from the lentils, which has gone through everything. I think that is a little piece of bacon there. Try a little piece of the bacon. Soft, chewy, large piece of the bacon fat. I'm just going to take a little piece of that and see how it tastes. It's just a piece of bacon fat there. That's wet. It's soggy. It's slimy. Again, very uninspiring in flavours. It is as it looks. Lentil based, slightly salted, slightly peppered. In my opinion, again, could do with a little bit more black pepper, a little bit more salt. The smoked bacon doesn't taste that smoky. There's a lot of fat, a lot of stodgy there, but very little actual flavour. So I'm just wiping the spoon. See if we can get a little bit of these mackerel fillets in oil without spilling it over everything. So, just as it says, little fillets of fish, little fillets of mackerel. Large tin, just in olive oil or vegetable oil. Does taste of the mackerel. It's an oily fish, you can taste the fish. Not unpleasant, just very oily. The oil coats your mouth, coats your tongue, and it's very slippery in your mouth. But a nice quality mackerel, oily fish. Again, keep rinsing the spoon. And there is no biscuits, no bread to try this apple jam, apple paste, apple puree. So, each as it is. It's thick, it's rich, it's desperately crying out for some biscuits or some bread. I do happen to know that the Spanish breakfasts do contain a lot of biscuits. I'm assuming you would save some of those biscuits from breakfast to eat later on with this. But it is apple flavoured, sweet, jellified, tasty. Good quality, nice taste of apple, very sweet. Finally, the gum, nice big briquette. One square is about equivalent of 2 standard little briquettes you normally find in rations. So, crispy shell, crunchy. Not a lot of mint flavour. There is a mint, there is a spearmint flavour. Not particularly a lot. Bearing in mind, you're going to have quite a wonderful breath from eating this mackerel in oil. It's gum. It's crispy shell, firm gum. Not the most mint intensive that you're going to find out there, but it does the job. It freshens your breath after a little bit of a oily meal. So, brief recap. The soup. Hard to distinguish whether that's vegetable or chicken. There is one or two little shells of pasta in there, in my opinion lacking any sort of extra flavour. Extra salt, extra black pepper would certainly enhance it. The electrolyte powders are just that. There's a slight taste of orange in the background, but there is a slimy sort of texture to it in the water. Personally, out of the two ways of eating it, just pop the powder straight in your mouth or dissolve in water. I still find this the most pleasant, but it doesn't make the most pleasant of cold drinks. Quite disappointingly, the lentils with bacon and sausages, again lacking any sort of real flavour. More salt, pepper, maybe some herbs, a little bit of Tabasco sauce, even a little bit of hot sauce would certainly help. As they are, there is a strong flavour of the lentils. It has gone through the sausage. The sausage is soft, it doesn't require a lot of chewing. The bacon is fatty and slimy, and again overcooked, over processed. Again, edible. Would I say it's one of my favourite dishes? Certainly not. There are far better out there. Would be enhanced with some extra salt, pepper and seasoning, but it is what it is. It would fill you, it will take away the hunger pains, and it's certainly not disgusting. It's just probably not the most flavoursome meal out there. The fish in oil is just that. They are mackerel fillets, they just taste like mackerel fillets. The oil does give you a bit of a slick in your mouth. You do get the oil on your tongue, coats the roof of your mouth, and there is a strong fish flavour there, an oil type fish. Just keep having to wipe myself down, keep getting covered in oil. And the apple cream, apple jam, apple butter. No crackers or no bread in this ration, but as I said, I'm sure you're supposed to save some of the biscuits that you get in the breakfast. But it is tasty, it's sweet, a good taste of apple, certainly a quality jam or preserve, and a nice added bit of extra sweetness to the meal. Gum, slightly again uninspiring. There is a mint flavour, but not particularly strong, but it does help clean your mouth. So I'm going to leave it here. So this was the contents of the Spanish lunch A1. So I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.